figure I'll go ahead and do another video. So I was chit-chatting with my cousin, and he just like all of us, you know, broke, you know, trying to figure out how to make money, and you know, trying to figure out if he was to become a truck driver, who should he run with? So I said, well, there's plenty of them you can run with, you know. But for the free, I can give you the 5 to run with. But the flip side to running with these fleets, with these outfits, you gotta stay with them for a year. You gotta stay with them for a year, or you will have to pay the cost from them helping you to get your Class A license. Now, Swift or Knight is basically, Swift or Knight is basically brother sister companies. So you can go with either one of them. Me specifically, preferably, I'll go with Knight, right? They're gonna pay you more, right? And to me, they have a better reputation than Swift. Swift, on the other hand, they got plenty of loads. You're gonna run with Swift, right? That's no ends or buts about that, because Swift almost has a total. Swift got their hands into everything, right? Hands down, they got their hands into everything. You know, now they doing flatbed. Swift wasn't a flatbed company. Now they got flatbeds, and they doing these purses too. So, you know, they like, yo, we trying to make the best out of everything. So I would have to say Knight. But you can also run with Swift. So when I say Knight, it's like a Swift and Knight is one, right? But me personally, I would go with Knight, right? Number, and we going 5 to 1. We going 5 count, drop it down to 1. All right. Number 4, I would have to say Snyder. Snyder is another one, right? Snyder will be number 4. Me personally, I like, yeah, Snyder, you know, yeah, Snyder, yeah, you know, Snyder, me personally, right? Dude, why was you? Anyway. So Snyder would be number 4. Number 3 would be JB Hunt. JB Hunt do got fleet. JB Hunt do got freight. They got a flatbed division, you know, they got an intermodal division, you know, and of course they bump docks. That's what they do, you know what I mean? So JB Hunt, as far as price wise, I think to tell you the truth, everybody I just named, you're not gonna make more than 55 cents with any of these companies. that's gonna be probably like your start. They're gonna start you off probably with like maybe 48 to 50%, maybe to 55%. 55% will probably be on the high end. You know what I mean? So and that's with JB Hunt too, right? Now, what is going on? That's these motherfuckers do not want to let nobody on. So that's JB Hunt, number 3. Number 2 will be Warner. Warner will be number 2. Warner has some nice dedicated freight, basically to keep you you know, basically you can go home every week. They got some nice freights whereas you can, you know, some nice reasonable stuff from you can go home every week. Just to give you a dynamic on what I'm referring to. Okay, so let's use the lone state like California. So let's say you live in in Northern California, right? So basically you can run Northern California to LA every day. And on that Friday, you'll be going home. You know what I mean? Simple, right? Now, last but not least, I would have to say that you can go ahead and run with that outfit, and they're gonna keep you running, and they pay pretty well. You know, Stevens would be the one. So I would have to say, scratch Heartland off there and put Stevens on there. Them is the companies that you would want to run with if you want to get your CDLs and you don't have any money to pay. Just go to their program, and I believe in most cases, some of them, they're gonna try to get you in and out within 8 weeks. Some is about a good 6 months. Like because they're gonna make sure that you're dedicated. First off, that's why the ones that's longer. And you want to know something? If you don't have a job, anything like that, they're gonna put you in these hotel rooms and everything like that. They're gonna feed you, do all the shit, right? To tell you the truth, I would say go with one that's gonna give you more time. You know what I mean? Give you more time, because with this in this program, you're gonna be doing a whole lot of hands-on training. A whole lot of hands-on training. You know what I mean? A whole lot of hands-on training. You know, and that's what you need. That's what you need. They're not just gonna teach you the book and the fundamentals by FMSCA, whatever you want to call it. But they're gonna show you everything that you need to know about that truck. You know, so I would say if you was gonna go ahead and do that, those would be the top 5 that you should pick. Alright? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe at the bottom if you're interested in becoming a CDLA holder. You know, drop down there, you know, where you from, and you know, and what's your goal? You know, do you want to become a truck driver so you can just run a container? Do you want to do gasoline? You know, do you want to do what's your goal? Where do you see yourself in the truck industry 5-10 years down the line? Because I can tell you what most truck drivers think of when they become a CDL holder. The first thing that comes to the mind is, I want to eventually own my own business. That's what they all say. You know what I mean? And it's I mean, you gotta, I mean, it's a lot of ups and downs, man. It's a lot of ups and downs. A lot of big companies fail. A lot of big companies fail who was up and going for years, and they recently shut their doors. You know what I mean? And had to sell all their trucks and stuff like that. So that lets you know that even the people who had some meat in the game, you know, no Diddy, you know, even though they had a lot of freaking time in the game, they eventually have to stray away and file for bankruptcy and liquidate all their stuff, because the market is crumbling, you know. And everywhere you look around, it's like there's trucks everywhere, you know. There's trucks everywhere, you know. So hey, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, you know. I'll go ahead and get at your comments personally, you know, and let you know, what's up, you know what I'm saying? So hit me up, you know what I'm saying? And till next time.